So last week, the Census Bureau released trade figures showing that the trade deficit for 2025 was way up so far compared to 2024. That's through October. We don't have the year-end data yet. So that's just a fact. Here is what the Trump administration had to say.
Breaking news, and it's big. The U.S. trade deficit just hit its lowest level since 2009. You could thank that guy.
Now, to be clear, it's not just Knucklehead Navarro. It was across the administration these kinds of statements were coming out. For example,
look, Steve. In October, we had the best trade number, the smallest trade deficit since 2009.
So this really matters. It's not just the typical juvenile, oh, we're the best administration since William McKinley. What the administration is trying to do is manipulate the upcoming Supreme Court decision on tariffs. So the underlying rationale for the tariffs from the administration is trade deficits are a threat to our economy, and our tariffs are needed to bring them down. So let's take a look at the actual numbers and see what's really going on here. What I'm showing you now is the monthly U.S. trade deficit for recent years. That down part of the graph is actually an increase in the trade deficit. It's an increase in a negative number. That's why it's going down. Let's zoom in so you can get a closer look at what's happening. So you can see that President Trump gets elected, announces big tax increases coming in the future. As a result, American businesses scrambled to import as much as they could to front load their imports at the start of the year before April hit, because April is when he was going to announce his Liberation Day tariffs. These tariffs were going to hit, bicycles, clothing, toys, anything you can think of, with a few exceptions, from almost everywhere in the world. So to get around these tariffs, people tried to import as much as they could before the tariffs hit. So what happens after April 1st? The tariffs go into effect. The trade deficit starts to fall back down. Is that because of tariffs? No, absolutely not. So let's take a longer look back, and you can see that when President Trump announced that he's going to be imposing these big import tax increases, our trade deficit soared to the highest levels in U.S. history. So the only reason the trade deficit is coming down is because the Trump administration's tariff threats ramped it up to the highest levels in U.S. history. I'm sorry, that's nothing to brag about, and I certainly assume and hope that the Supreme Court is smart enough to see through this garbage.